Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Happy Monday to you. We're taking another look here, going at Solana, seeing what's going on. We talked about this rising wedge pattern that broke out sideways and has effectively continued higher up here when Bitcoin pumped earlier this morning. So again, awesome stuff to see here, but keep in mind Solana is fulfilling its fifth and final wave, or has already essentially, so we could very well see a pullback from here. Does that mean you just short your shirt off right now? Definitely not, but I can tell you that depending on volume and a few other factors, there could be some weakness here, and Solana could pull back a lot harder than maybe some would expect or would like, right? So all the more reason to set some limit orders, as I talked about earlier today with that CME gap for Bitcoin at low 63,000. It has essentially been filled already, so we may not see much more of a pullback. If Bitcoin can hold 63K, I think Solana could very well do greatness here. Do greatness, that's awesome. That's the word of the day. So let's take a quick look here. And just before we get started too, I want to kind of preface here with the amount of liquidation below the price action is getting a lot larger. So now that all the liquidation has been swept to the upside, keep in mind we could very well see a pullback to fulfill those lower levels, right? So just some friendly advice: be careful in taking a long position right now. If you do, make sure you set a stop loss according to risk tolerance that is somewhere just below this most recent high, because if we get a little bounce there, it could just continue further up, right? All right. Last but not least, too, I do want to highlight some positive stuff here. Thanks again for the awesome feedback to my community. Bitcoin, 65% in 4 days. HBAR, 69% in 4 days. Then our more recent trade here, Bake, we took that on Friday, about 21% in 2 days. So nice profit weekend for our community there. Again, if you're considering that, cryptocash.tag is a site. Link down below. Also, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to check out my shorts too. I'm starting to post daily updates, more fundamental and best practice related, so check that out. I've even got a TikTok, Telegram, and of course Twitter, whatever. Pick your poison, whatever works best for you folks. All right, everything's linked down below. Let's take a look at Solana daily time frame. Well, first thing we want to look at here is the moving averages, right? We can see that we're above the 20-day and the 100-day SMA, but it's currently below the 50. Okay, so again, until we get back up over the 50-day SMA, we're not truly out of the woods yet, but this is a very, very strong start. We've broken this descending trend line, as we discussed the day before yesterday, and we're now over this key level of resistance turn support at 148. So the price doesn't pull back. That's a case in point where we could see a nice entry there. I would say 148 would be a solid consideration for a long position. Okay. Now, when we take a look at some moving averages here, we can double check and just, stochastic RSI, traditional RSI, these are all very favorable. We're up over 50 in the RSI. That's huge. We haven't seen that in a long time. That's been roughly, April 9th? It's been almost a month since we've been underneath that moving average there. So it's a really, really good sign there for the RSI. We can see stochastic and MACD converging here too. So mostly positive stuff here. We're only about 5 days of continuation into this progression as well. So I think Solana has tremendous potential for further upside. Keep in mind though, we got this most recent high we got to be mindful of here, right there at about 157. That's where the price action for 3 days straight could not pass that level. So until we get back over that right now, folks, I think it's best to remain calm. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. In other words, we got a double bottom here, nice little continuation potential. But until we get over this neckline here, so to speak, there is not going to be any further continuation. We could very well see the price reject and come down. Okay, so again, this could be, it could be a lot of different things, but what I'm getting at here is most everything we see here is fairly well bullish, but try not to get too ahead of yourself. The daily time frame is looking pretty solid, better than most other coins right now, and that's a good sign. Okay, do have to recognize that we just got rejected by 70 on the RSI. Money flow index is pulling back a little bit, and stochastic swinging up. Meanwhile, MACD, MACD, FU continuing further up here. So a lot of folks that tried to short here recently probably got destroyed, which we can see reflected right here. A lot of shorts at 148, 149. So that is the new potential support level for us. Okay, so the price does end up continuing lower. I would say a bounce off 148 would seem sensible. So maybe considering a long position at that level would be advantageous. Again, right here, holding above the 200-day SMA at about the 152 range as well. So that's actually extremely positive. So again, a lot of good things we're seeing right now for the moment, folks. Absolutely looking pretty solid. And if we look at the hourly, we're above all moving averages there. Ichimoku Cloud is still telling us we got a green light for any potential upside. And of course, we got this nice little pendant type of pattern here. While it's not perfect, we can see generally these things typically work out to the upside. Okay, kind of like squeezes down and eventually breaks out. So Solana has a lot of potential, a lot more reasons to continue further up than down. The only thing that's pending here is Bitcoin losing that 63,000 rough estimate of a support level. If we close below 63K for Bitcoin, I would say we're more likely to see a decrease here. We also got to recognize too, Bitcoin dominance kind of remaining the same here. That's actually a good sign for altcoins. It's a very good sign when the Bitcoin price pulls back, Bitcoin dominance holds steady. It shows that a lot of profits from Bitcoin's going into altcoins. So we're kind of seeing that right now, and it's interesting how that's working out. But I would say at this point, Solana has much more potential to increase than decrease. So just, again, be careful you take a long position, but simply put, you're going to have more success going up than down at this exact moment. Keep in mind, the price does pull back. 148 would be a solid consideration for entry. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert there just to be on the safe side if it does pull back. Consider a long there, but again, we want to reevaluate before we just jump in arbitrarily. So please make sure that you're careful in how you position yourself. But at this point, I would say that Solana has a green light for for further upside, more likely to continue further up. So at that point, that's kind of what we're looking at. Very last thing just to be mindful of too, keep in mind we have fulfilled our highest level here. We could see that fifth wave having been completed, and if so, we might experience an ABC pattern to the downside. Okay, and if that does happen, keep in mind support at 138 and 148. Those are two areas of support for the moment. We'll reevaluate a little bit more as we progress throughout the week. So thanks again so much for watching, folks. Hope you learned something here today. Be sure to check out my playout charts on our Twitter, Telegram, and just in general, thank you so much for the feedback. Don't forget to like, comment below, subscribe, and obviously you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is a site. Be sure to check out Bitunix as well. Phenomenal exchange. Highly recommend utilizing them. Nice benefit rewards. Use my link to register. Okay, they've been awesome to our community. Thank you again so much. Look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Take care.